Right there. Oh. My apologies. I just got here. Good evening. I want to welcome members of the audience and anybody listening remotely. I'm John McNamara, the Alderman from Ward 4, and we'll begin this meeting as we do every regular Common Council meeting with public participation. The time is now 7 p.m. and I have a list that I'll call out in order. I just ask that you state your name and address clearly for the record and limit your speaking time to 3 minutes. I will call from the list, as I said, and then we'll open it up if anybody is calling in remotely. All right, the first person is, and forgive me if is that Nazra Ali?
Yep.
Welcome, Ms. Ali.
Thank you. All right. My name is Nazra Ali. I am homeless at the moment, and I wanted my voice to be heard, and thank you for your ears. There's a serious situation going on out there, especially with the elderly people and the disabled people. I have witnessed elderly people in the 29-degree temperature sleeping on the sidewalk. And to me, that's inhumane. And somebody needs to take the attention to assign somebody, because the Hope Center is like hopeless over there. I don't know, the CMHA, they have a lot of stuff going on, but there's a lot that needs to get done. They have the young boys living up in 241. They need to evict them and put the elderly people in there, because they may have a problem with their drinking or alcohol or whatever, but they are human. They don't need to be sleeping on the sidewalk. To me, I cry when I see that. 4 o'clock in the morning, I have to hop the bus to go to a Dunkin' Donuts so I could stay warm, because I'm getting chased out of the police station. There's no bathroom for the homeless people to use after 4 o'clock. Saturday and Sunday, the Hope place over there is closed. Next week, they're closed Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 4 days. Nobody wants them to use the bathroom. So that needs to be, somebody needs to put something in plan and something together, because it's inhumane to live like that. And some of these people don't have money to buy food because it's customers only. Everywhere you go, out of order. I went to Walgreens and they told me the bathroom is out of order. I said, they should close your doors because this is a public place. You're going to tell me I cannot use the bathroom? That's the manager that says the bathroom is out of order. How could the bathroom be out of order? There's a problem with the bathroom out there. And that is why they're damaging people's property. They're pooping on the sidewalk. They're urinating all over the place. It's horrible on Arch Street. And I wanted to talk about that because nobody seems to care. I care. It's people's property they're damaging because nobody cares. So maybe if somebody shows some care, it will get better. I'm hopeful. I love New Britain, by the way. So, thank you all, and hope somebody here can put something together for the Hope people over there, because it's very hopeless over there right now. Thank you. I still have 36 minutes.
Very good. Thank you, Ms. Ali.
Yes.
Next speaker is Frank Chase.
I'm going to pass some photos out.
Sure.
Thanks. Over the past, Frank Chase, 24 Roxbury Road. Over the past 30 years, our city officials have failed to correct the crisis level conditions existing in our storm sewer systems. The flooding from our storm sewer systems pollutes our land and devalues our properties. You are now viewing, once they get over to you, you're viewing the photo evidence from my neighborhood. No one has seriously advocated for the citizens in our critical neighborhood until John McNamara stepped up. We invited John, Chris Anderson, and Mark Moriarty to tour our neighborhood and our basement. Aaron Stewart refused all of our invitations. We are on the threshold of a new beginning with all of our newly elected alderpersons. Together, we must prioritize, fund, plan, execute, complete the required storm sewer upgrades in our critical neighborhoods Allen, Hampton, Eaton, Newbury, Roxbury, Overlook, etc. It's time for all of our elected alderpersons to step up with energy, courage, and empathy on behalf of all of our citizens in these critical neighborhoods. I'm concerned that the Stewart administration has not submitted the required audit to the Connecticut Office of Policy and Management. Why not? We are nearly 1 year late. Is the Stewart administration facing a challenging economic situation which will negatively impact all of our citizens and all required improvement projects? Transparency is demanded immediately. The city is non-compliant with the state. City officials, please follow up. I'm concerned about 2 grant applications designated for the Allen Street upgrades now in the review process. When will we know the final status of these grants? City officials, please give us an update as soon as possible. I am now told there may be unforeseen delays such as design and specification modifications, and/or these possible delays could be caused by a non-compliant municipality with an overdue audit. City officials, please follow up. The city has funding and funding sources to upgrade Allen, Hampton, Eaton, Overlook, etc. Unfortunately, over the years, city officials have failed to allocate existing money, have failed to obtain new funding, and have prioritized available funds for other purposes. It seems we are all victims of an opaque shell game with shifting priorities while our tax dollars are lost in the fiscal shuffle. Over the past 30 years, numerous city officials have scandalously neglected and mismanaged the underground infrastructure systems in our critical neighborhoods, while funding and completing other higher-profile city projects. The photo evidence you are viewing now are the results of this negligent behavior. When the flooding water recedes, we are forgotten by our city officials. I will be monitoring your progress. My passion for this issue is a direct result of the lack of empathy and courage demonstrated by many of our past and present city officials. Meanwhile, my neighborhood, property, garage, basement, and home are at risk. Let's all work together to right this wrong. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chase. I want to call upon Ann Spire, our next speaker.
Ann Spire, 13 Audubon Street, New Britain. Good evening, everyone. First of all, welcome to the new council. It's wonderful to see so many of you here from both parties. I know many of you, and we've worked on various projects throughout the years with you. I hope that we'll be able to move New Britain forward at this point. I came tonight specifically to talk about the flooding issues, and more specifically about, that's my phone ringing. Oh, great. More specifically to talk about resolution number 7. I have seen the flooding that's gone on. I see the water that rises up and into the street. There's a mud flow like crazy as the road curves around. And I know that this isn't the only area of the city where this is a problem. 2 years ago, when I was running for office, 2 years ago, 4 years ago, whatever, I talked to one of my neighbors down at the bottom of Foxen, where Foxen and Amherst meet. It goes down and it comes up again. He has a lake there. He has a flooded basement every time it rains. The water table is out of control. The Foxen neighborhood is on the other side of Stanley Street from that same Allen Street basin. I know in our house we have a little drainage hole that probably once contained a pump. About 6 inches down the groundwater is about 6 inches down, except when we've had rain. And then it comes up. And when we've had a lot of rain, it flows over. And we take out our pump and we clean out the basement again. I don't know if this is tied into the same water problems as Mr. Chase was speaking of, but I do know that when water tables are out of control because flooding is not being handled right, you wind up with these problems. Yeah, New Britain's the Great Swamp, so we need a lot of pipelines. I hope that you will pass Resolution 7. It's the beginning of a process. The work has been done looking into a lot of what needs to be doing by other engineering firms. We need to put together the funding. There has been state funding funneled in. It needs to be put in the proper directions to solve this. Good luck, folks. Thank you.
Thank you, Ann. Our next speaker is Chris Rutkowski.
Good evening. Chris Rakowski, 187 Village Green Drive. I'm here to congratulate Mayor-elect Erin Stewart for her 6th term. Congratulations. Congratulate also to all the new councilmen and women. Nice to see a couple new more faces and some old faces. And I just want to wish you good luck and to keep moving our city forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. The next speaker is Ken Spire.
Hi, I'm Ken Spire, 13 Audubon Street, New Britain. I won't take up much of your time because most of what I wanted to say has already been covered. But I do hope that you will address the water problems that so many people, including us, are having. Our situation is not as bad as Frank's by a long shot, but it's still something that that could use amelioration, and we've got to start somewhere. Thank you.
Thank you, Ken. The next speaker is John Christopik.
Good evening. Congratulations to the new and returning alderpersons. And thank you to former alderpersons Ayala, Segura, Dyson, Skirpo, Rutkowski, Catanzaro, Thompson, Costa, and Luna for your service. 7 new Democrats, 2 new Republicans. You need a lineup card to know the players. And staying with baseball, if you build it, he will come. The mayor's take is, if you build it, they will come. Quoting the mayor, "We learned you build housing first. It's a big risk because we were debating, where do you put your resources?" She spoke loud and clear. A $1,518.70 increase in my taxes, a 26-year tax abatement for developers. The Brit will pay $50,000 a year. Oh, but with a 2% increase every year. Wow. Over the next 20 years, 26 years, they will pay an extra $365,000. So they will only save $7.13 million instead of the $7.5 million. Skylines were built with industry and commerce. Pay attention to these developments. Columbus Commons, the storefronts have been vacant since that was built. There seems to be inadequate tenant parking there. Oh, they could park at the parking garage and pay and walk there in the middle of winter. The new budget, $15 million in new spending. The mayor's spin on TV on election day was, well, the people want police and fire and public works, and that it costs. That increase was $700,000. $7 million increase in the all other top 5 expenses. So the new charter is already paying dividends. To our tax collector, a $16,000 raise. I hope everyone will work together on Team New Britain. Thank you very much.
John, could I just ask you to state your
292.
name and address again?
John Krasopik, 292 Linwood.
My bad. Okay.
That's okay.
Thank you.
You'll get it. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Paul Catanzaro.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Paul Catanzaro, 250 Hillhurst Avenue in this great city of ours, New Britain. Come here to welcome everybody here, congratulate the newcomers, congratulate the returning members, and the members that didn't make it. But now campaign season is over, and the work has to get done. I hope whoever was at the inauguration heard the words of the mayor. But I'll say them again, if you didn't like the way she said it. In order to get things done, you have to work together. You ran as a Democrat, you ran as a Republican, you ran as an independent or whatever. You now serve 75,000 people. You don't just serve the Republicans or the Democrats or the independents. So you have to do what's right for everybody, and I'm sure you will. But that takes a little effort. Don't be afraid to talk. You have to talk to each other, or nothing's going to get done. We did that, I think, fairly well. Don't be afraid to cross the aisle. I did it in my previous time as a council and got yelled at. And that's why I am now an independent. I think the two-party system is broken, but that's my opinion. So I wish you all well. Listen, learn, do your homework. You should come to meetings prepared. And our clerk is incredible. You need help, she'll help you in any way she can. That's her job. She'll do any research, anything you need. And whoever's willing to pick up the phone, I'm more than willing to give any advice. I've been doing this for a little while now. So if you're not afraid to call me, I'll be willing to help. But I wish you well. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Paul. That's all the names I have on the list. I'm going to ask if anybody hasn't signed up in the audience, would you like to come forward? Anybody else? Anybody else? Okay. Let me check with Jessica Luz. Anybody calling in remotely? One, okay. If you can hear me, please state your name and address, and the floor is yours.
Hello?
Hello, hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes, just state your name and address,
Hi.
and the floor is yours.
Okay, my name's Alana Ashby. I live at 100 Clinic Drive. I really just wanted to ask when New Britain is going to do something to seriously address the homelessness issue in New Britain. As we're approaching like the holiday months, it's getting colder, and I'm seeing the same people frequenting like Central Park and frequenting like PT Fast Track, sleeping outside. And I really just want to know if New Britain has any new approaches to like take care of these people, because they are like citizens of New Britain, and it's like really disheartening to see the same people that you've seen like for the last couple of months be sitting outside sleeping, and it's like 30 degrees outside and freezing cold. Yeah, so that was just my question. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any others? None? Okay. Hearing none remotely, and everyone in the audience having been given an opportunity to speak, I'm going to declare the public participation over. At this point in time, I just ask if any members of the Common Council would like to address the remarks we heard from our speakers tonight. Anybody? Ms. Scott?
Hi, I just, first, my heart is really going out to the homeless people as well, for the caller that called in and the young lady out here. I am really deeply sorry, and I know that we're going to be working as best as we can to try to help out in any way that we can. I know I'm sitting in Desiree's seat, and ironically, and she would always give her number out. And I am a therapist as well, so I can give up my business number if anybody, I do get donations here and there and stuff like that, that I can bring by, and we have resources that we can try to help you guys out with. So it's 860-325-3119 is the cell phone number, and it's going to be on the city website as well soon. And then about the flooding, that hits me right at home as well. My house was actually flooded also in July twice. The first storm was on July 4th, and I got 3 feet of water. My sub pump broke. It failed to work, so luckily the insurance covered it because the sub pump failed, but the fire department here in New Britain refused to come and help me, which I see as a huge concern. As a taxpayer here in the city, there are electrical cords that it was hitting, and it's dangerous. I had to pay restoring company to come out and help me out. It costs, I think the damages were close to $10,000. So, and also while door knocking, I met several other residents in my area that have been hit with these storms as well. So I really hope that we can do something about that. And that's pretty much all I wanted to say.
All right, anybody else? Any member have anything to say about what's been said? Okay. I would just say, if I can, that Resolution 7 will be a step in that direction with regard to stormwater and drainage issues, and we hope to accelerate that process as time goes along in this term. It is now 7:22, and I declare public participation over, and the regular meeting will begin shortly. Thank you.
Yeah, well, that's okay. We're good, glad to hear it. Okay, well, congratulations.
Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Okay.
You'll be there tomorrow?
Tomorrow
We're distributing the turkeys for HRA, but also after that, they're having the dinner for HRA wellness.
Hello, right? Hi, welcome. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
call to order this regular meeting of the New Britain Common Council. The date is November 15th, 2023. It is 7:26 PM. Mr. Clerk, will you please call the roll?
I have it in alphabetic order, Your Honor, until we get the
Sure.
leadership to tell us how.
Yep.
Okay, Alderpersons Barbosa Holly. Beloin Saavedra. Connors. Gibson. Hargraves. Malinowski. McAdam. McNamara. Pabon. Russell. Sanchez. Santiago. Scott. Simpson. Smedley. 15 present, Your Honor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Clerk. Can we all please rise for the invocation, which will be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance?
Let us pray. O God, our Heavenly Father, bless our newly elected mayor and common council members. Grant that this first meeting be the start of a new era of cooperation, mutual respect, and bipartisanship to better govern the city of New Britain. Provide them with the strength to work for the common good, and bless them for their dedication to public service. Look down on all of our first-term elected leaders and make them very fast learners. We ask this in thy name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I would like to call on Alderman Smedley for a special presentation or award.
Thank you, Mayor. I would like to just take a quick moment, and I would like to invite Alderman Cantanzaro up. I'd like to present him with a plaque for his service during the last term of the council. He was running in the election, so we didn't present him with a plaque at the last meeting. I just want to take a moment to recognize him for his 2 years of service with us on the last council. Thank you, Alderman. And you get a free name tag.
I know.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Alderman Smedley. All right, so in accordance with Section 2-21 of our Code of Ordinances, now we're going to get into the announcement or election of our leadership positions. So item number 1 is the election of the President Pro Tempore of the City of New Britain, and I believe Alderman Simpson. I will call on you.
Can you hear me?
Sure can.
I rise to nominate Francisco Santiago for the position of, give me 1 second here, as President Pro Tempore of the Council.
I have a second by Alderman Alden Russell. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Clerk, you want to go make your way down? I swear you in front of everybody.
All right, please raise your right hand. To you, Francisco Santiago, having been elected to the office of Mayor Pro Tempore for the City of New Britain, solemnly swear that you will faithfully and honestly perform the duties of the office of Mayor Pro Tempore for the City of New Britain to the best of your judgment and skill, so help you God.
Yes, I will.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome to it. The second item, we have the announcement of our caucus leadership positions. So I will start by calling on Alderman Willie Pabon.
The Rep Caucus met, and we have chosen Alderman Robert Smedley as minority leader, and Alderwoman Sharon Beloin Saavedra as assistant minority leader.
Thank you very much. No vote needed, just announcement.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. We will now go to Alderman Santiago.
Thank you, Your Honor. The Democrats caucus has met and had decided Alderman John McNamara as majority leader. Major.
That's me.
Oh, yeah. And Iris Sanchez as assistant majority leader.
Thank you very much. We don't have to vote on that one. Just announcement. The next item, Alderman Santiago will announce the clerk of committees. There's no vote on this one as well, but
It's also church, huh?
Yeah.
Thank you, Your Honor. We have met and decided that Luz Asuba will be the new clerk of committees.
All right, Ms. Asuba, will you please approach the podium, and Mr. Clerk will swear you in. Yeah, very important.
Please raise your right hand. Do you, Luz Asuba, having been selected to the office of Clerk of Committees for the City of New Britain, solemnly swear that you will faithfully and honestly perform the duties of the office of Clerk of Committees for the City of New Britain to the best of your judgment and skill, so help you God?
I will.
Great, congratulations.
Thank you. All right, now we'll go on to the adoption of the standing rules of the Common Council, and I'll call on Alderman McNamara for that. This is a voice vote.
Thank you, Your Honor. I make a motion to accept and adopt the standing rules marked November 15th, 2023.
I have a second by Alderwoman Beloin Saavedra.
All right, and I just want to briefly summarize our decision, which was to the Standing Rules 7.3, to aid the council as it makes decisions during a debate of the council with the consent of the presiding officer. Any other individual, along with city officials, then present with expertise or knowledge about any matter under consideration, will be allowed to speak. There'll be no debate between members and non-members of the Common Council shall be allowed. The second modification has to do with designated sessions, and we just, to clarify the rules, any action or reconsideration of an action in one term shall not be carried over to a new term. And those are the only two changes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
And I make a motion that I urge adoption.
Yep. Thank you. We have a second on the floor by Alderwoman Beloin Saavedra. Are there any other questions or comments on the rules of the council? Alderwoman Saavedra.
Thank you, Your Honor. I just want to clarify that in our leadership meeting that we made it clear that allowing non-city employees to come and talk before the council to give expert opinions on topics did not include relitigating what happens during public participation. So just to make it perfectly clear that members of the public who come up during public participation are not then going to be considered experts for the purpose of helping us during the committee meeting deliberate and make decisions. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. We'll go on to the appointment of committee assignments. Alderman Santiago.
Thank you, Your Honor. I make a motion to accept and adopt the membership committee assignments.
I have a second by Alderwoman Beloin Saavedra. Any questions or comments?
Nah. It's explanatory.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. And Alderman Santiago for our Common Council liaison appointments, which are all written out as well.
Thank you, Your Honor. Again, I make a motion to accept and adopt the council liaison assignments.
I have a second by Alderwoman Beloin Saavedra.
And I urge adoption.
Thank you very much. Any, Alderwoman?
At this time, I'd like to offer an amendment to the liaison assignments, and that is because nobody had signed up for Fairview Cemetery, so I have volunteered to be the liaison for Fairview Cemetery, as well as I'd like to add my name to be on the
Everybody's
City
dying to
Plan
get on there.
Commission, and to add Alderman Alden Russell and Alderman Francisco Santiago to the Board of Education as liaisons.
Okay. Well, hold on, you may have to repeat that again for Mr. Clerk. So we're adding,
The last part, the Board of Education, you said?
Would be
Sue?
Alden Russell and Francisco Santiago.
In addition to yourself?
No, I'm going on Fairview Cemetery and City Plan.
In City Plan, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. And you had Russell on Board of Ed and Santiago?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
so an amendment's been offered. Do I have a second on the amendment? Alderman Malinowski. All those in favor of the amendment, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed to the amendment? Motion carries. We'll take back up the item as amended once. Any questions or comments on the final Common Council liaison appointments list? Hearing and seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. And that closes that official part of the agenda. And I don't see any meeting minutes. So Alderman, you're
No
off the
minutes.
hook there. And I don't see any amendments to the agenda. So you're off the hook there too. But we'll go right into petitions with Mr. Clerk. I've got 4 of them this evening. At least I see.
Yes, Your Honor, we have 4. First one's from Alderman Hargraves for the appropriate departments to conduct a traffic study on East Street between South Street and Bingham Street to determine if an additional stop sign is needed at the corner of East and Manfield Streets.
We'll send that to the Police Commission.
Okay, number 2 is from Alderman Santiago for the appropriate department to reinstall surveillance cameras in and around 761 Osgood Avenue.
To the Police Commission too.
Okay, third one's from Alderwoman Beloin Saavedra for the appropriate departments to conduct a traffic study and/or speed enforcement on Worcester Street from the stop sign at the intersection of Steel Street and Hickory Hill Road to the intersection of Worcester Street and Black Rock Avenue.
Police.
Okay. And the fourth one is from Alderwoman Barbosa for the appropriate departments to install speed humps or other speed-reducing mechanisms on Fulton, Benson, and Roosevelt Streets.
Public Works Department and also Police Commission.
And that's it, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. All right. We'll move on to the consent agenda. Alderman Santiago. It's a hefty one.
Thank you, Your Honor. I make a motion to accept a consent agenda of item A.
I have a second by Alderman Simpson. Any questions or comments on the consent agenda? Mr. Clerk?
Could have just voted on it.
I know, I could have just voted. Can I? No,
All the persons,
I know.
Barbosa, Holly. Okay. Beloin Saavedra.
Yes.
Connors.
Yes.
Gibson.
Yes.
Hargraves. Malinowski.
Yes.
McAdam.
Yes.
McNamara.
Yes.
Pabon.
Yes.
Russell. Sanchez.
Yes.
Santiago.
Yes.
Scott. Simpson.
Yes.
Smedley.
Yes.
15-0, Your Honor.
Motion carries. Moving on into our resolutions this evening. Resolution number 1, Alderwoman Scott.
Thank you, Your Honor. I make a motion to accept and adopt Resolution Number 1.
I have a second by Alderman Santiago. Alderwoman?
So it's STD control programs, which are very important for our community. They help to prevent and spread awareness and identify people who may have illness. And they've been going on in our city since 1980. And I think that it's very important to continue these programs. We have funding that started July 1st, 2023, and it can continue until June 30th, 2024, and I urge for this adoption.
Thank you. Any questions or comments on this grant acceptance? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Resolution number 2, Alderman Connors.
Good evening, Your Honor.
Good evening.
I rise to support Resolution Number 2, budget appropriations regarding the Immunization Action Plan grant.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Alderwoman Sanchez. Alderman?
Thank you, Your Honor. This resolution, it's accepting continuing grant funding for various forms of vaccine education. It would be a great benefit to the community, and I urge adoption.
Thank you very much. Any questions or comments? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Alderman Smedley, item number 3.
Thank you, Your Honor. I make a motion to accept and adopt item number 3.
Second.
Seconded by Alderwoman Sanchez.
Thank you. This is also a budget appropriation funding from the state of Connecticut within the city's health per capita special revenue fund account structure. The city has been allocated new funding for the period July 1, 2023 through June 30th, 2024, in the amount of $142,513.13. And under these terms of the grant, the city is allowed to carry over unexhausted funds, which amounted to $196,656.11. And the entire amount, therefore, will be transferred and appropriated to the city special revenue account structure in the amount of $339,169.24. Thank you, Your Honor.
Any questions or comments on this? Health per capita funding from the state acceptance. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Alderman Simpson, resolution number 4.
I rise to make a motion to accept and adopt item number 4.
I have a second by Alderwoman Sanchez. Alderman?
Thank you. Could I just say a word about it?
After I say who seconded it, yes, then it goes back to you to talk about it.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So this is basically a grant which allows the city to perform mass vaccinations in the interest of the public health of the city of New Britain, to be able to provide vaccinations and the like to every person within our city's boundaries, and I urge adoption.
Thank you very much, Alderman Simpson. Any questions or comments on this? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Resolution number 5, Alderwoman Beloin Saavedra.
Thank you, Your Honor. I make a motion to accept and adopt resolution number 5.
Seconded by Alderman Santiago.
Okay, this is a grant of $119,974 to enforce a DUI program for our municipal police department. It will pay for overtime for such efforts. And I urge adoption.
Thank you very much, Alderwoman. Any questions or comments on this? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Alderwoman Sanchez. Item number 6.
Thank you, Your Honor. I made a motion to accept and adopt item number 6.
Second by Alderman Santiago.
Thank you. This resolution is for the collector of taxes to be referred the list of tax abatements, correction, and refund, and I urge adoption.
Thank you very much, Alderwoman. Any questions or comments on item number 6? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. And Alderman McNamara for the final resolution this evening, number 7.
Thank you, Your Honor. I make a motion to accept and adopt item number 7.
I have a second by Alderwoman Scott.
This is a resolution to address infrastructure, sidewalks, ramps, curbing in poor condition, as well as our drainage and stormwater system. Cardinal Engineering Associates is a Public Works Department on-call consultant who can do the necessary assessment for the purpose of preparing a final design and bid documents for the Allen Street Drainage Improvements and Reconstruction Project as outlined in an October 15th proposal. The fee is $115,000, and as I understand it, any item over $7,500 needs to come before our council for approval. The funding comes from the Public Works Department FY24 Clean Water Fund. So I urge adoption.
Thank you very much, Alderman. Any questions or comments on this item? Alderman Smedley.
Can you clear the mics?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Your Honor. I rise in support of this resolution. I do intend on signing on to it before the end of the meeting. This is the important first step to work on solving the flooding issue that our neighbors are experiencing in the area. It's a very important part because without a structured plan in place, we would hypothetically be wasting money if we just dug into the ground and replaced the pipe. So this will be the initial first step that is incredibly important to a successful solution for that area. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to adjourn.
Made by Alderman Santiago, seconded by Alderman Smedley. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Come on, that was pretty easy. We're adjourned. The time 7:45 p.m. Thank you. That was impressive.
I think we should fight with them in the meeting.